You have ever heard about the Windows 8 from Vector XL company, right? Which is an anomalous operating system not on Microsoft headquarters. Now I will show you Windows 7 from Vector XL company. In the heart of an old industrial district, shrouded by the creeping vines and days of neglect, I stumbled upon an eerie sight, an abandoned building housing the remnants of a company called Vector XL. Rumors circulated about Vector XL being involved in cutting-edge technology, but its closure left behind only whispers of what once was. As I cautiously pushed aside the rusty door, a chilling draft welcomed me into a world frozen in time, where the hum of machinery was replaced by the whispers of the past. The first thing I noticed inside was an eerie stillness. Dust danced in the flickering light that streamed through grimy windows, illuminating forgotten files and neglected equipment. As I navigated through the maze of old cubicles, one room caught my attention. At the center was a strange apparatus, pulsating faintly, and I soon discovered it was an open quantum portal, an astounding discovery that left me grappling with the implications. Near the edge of the portal, tucked under a pile of obsolete hardware, was a dusty installation box. Curiosity piqued, I reached for it. The label read, Windows 7 Professional, Vector XL Edition. It was an alluring artifact, a copy version of an operating system I had grown to love, nestled in the remnants of a forsaken company. With a mix of anticipation and caution, I decided to take it home and awaken it. Once in the comfort of my home, I booted up my laptop, an enticing blend of excitement and trepidation brewing inside me. I inserted the installation disk, and after a few preparatory clicks, the screen illuminated a familiar, yet subtly different, boot screen. Instead of the standard welcome of Windows 7, there it was, a blue background featuring the classic Windows logo, almost as if it were an echo from a time long past. The installation proceeded smoothly, although it felt oddly nostalgic despite its novelty. In what felt like moments, the process completed, and the quintessential chime of Windows 7 greeted me, as I was presented with the desktop. But my initial excitement quickly turned into confusion and the desktop was a peculiar mashup of various Windows designs, heavily reminiscent of the classic Windows 2000 layout. The taskbar was unmistakably a blast from the past, the cascading menus, the iconic start button, and even the sound notifications all screamed early 2000s. Yet, in the bottom right corner, the Windows 7 Professional logo glimmered like a badge of honor in this unexpected interface. Intrigued by what I was experiencing, I began to explore the new operating system. The functionalities were strange yet enticing. The performance was snappy, but the interface left me grappling with what should have been familiar functionalities. Some features that I normally relied upon, like the search function and the sleek Windows Explorer, were muted down to a rudimentary interface that reminded me of my early days of using computers. As I navigated through the system, bizarre glitches began to surface. Pop-up windows would sometimes display cryptic messages that seemed to be remnant whispers from the quantum portal. Unseen paths may lead to wondrous discoveries, one read. Another, even more unsettling, warned, the past is a fragile thing, tread carefully. Initially, the oddities appeared subtle. One morning, as I sat down to work, I noticed that several essential files had vanished without a trace. A quick glance at my desktop revealed that they were neither in the recycle bin nor in any folder I had previously organized. I shrugged it off, convincing myself it was possibly user error and perhaps I'd accidentally deleted them or misplaced them in my cluttered digital space. However, things escalated quickly. The once pristine user interface began to display corrupted and distorted /UX elements. Icons turned into unrecognizable shapes, menus froze, then flickered, sometimes disappearing altogether. It was as if a malevolent force was toying with my laptop, an unsettling thought that sent a chill down my spine. As the system became more erratic, severe crashes began to occur. I spent the next 5 to 6 hours attempting to force restarts, only for the laptop to behave like a moody child refusing to cooperate. The once reliable machine was now a source of frustration and dread. With each restart, I hoped for a miracle. My first strategic move was to install antivirus software, believing this would guard against any lurking malware that might be responsible for the bizarre behavior. I thought I had taken the right steps, but my optimism was short-lived. Amidst the cacophony of my system's failures, I started hearing unexplainable sounds in eerie echoes, dissonant laughter, and whispers that made my heart race. The sounds were haunting, and every time I heard them, they transported me back to memories of the horror game Baldi's Basics in education and learning. But this was not a game, this was my reality. The name Shadow Baldi crept into my mind, and the association between my malfunctioning system and the character's eerie presence became inseparable. With panic setting in, I turned to the support page of the operating system, desperate for solutions. My search yielded a trove of patches and updates, each promising to rectify the chaos. I diligently downloaded and applied every one I could find, clinging to the hope that they would banish the malign presence from my laptop. To my dismay, nothing worked. Each attempt seemed to be met with further resistance. The sound of Shadow Baldi's distorted laughter grew louder each day, and system errors appeared with an unrelenting frequency. My laptop, once a tool for productivity, had become an unpredictable entity, leading to a pervasive sense of vulnerability. In one of the darkest moments of this ordeal, I stumbled across a bizarre file in my desktop labeled uninstall-my-operating system-right-now.exe. Curiosity piqued. I hovered over the icon, conflicted by fear and morbid curiosity. What would happen if I clicked it? Was this a means to escape the chaos? With a shaky hand, I clicked the file. I watched nervously as the program began to install. As the progress bar inched toward 99%, my heart raced with anticipation. But just as it neared completion, the screen exploded into chaos. A red screen of death filled the monitor, complete with a grotesque blood-red background. I felt as if I were plunged into a nightmarish scenario, anxious and overwhelmed. Was this the end of my operating system? As fear clouded my mind, the message echoed. Windows could not start, confirming my worst fears. The ominous warning felt like a conclusion to a twisted tale, with no way out. The system had succumbed to an inexplicable darkness, a fate that sapped all hope for recovery. The horror of it all was more than just technical issues, it was an emotional roller coaster that left me feeling vulnerable. In hindsight, I realize this experience highlights several important considerations concerning technology, and more importantly, our relationship with it. Cybersecurity awareness. This ordeal emphasized the importance of understanding and prioritizing cybersecurity. Regular updates, antivirus installations, and a cautious approach to unknown files can go a long way in protecting oneself from malicious threats. Always be vigilant and if something seems off, don't ignore it. Backups are essential. One of the key lessons I took away from this nightmare is the vital role of data backups. Had I maintained a consistent backup routine, I might have been able to save crucial files before the chaos ensued. Cloud storage and external hard drives are invaluable tools for ensuring that critical data remains safe. Technology and vulnerability. This incident served as a humbling reminder of our reliance in technology and it can be both a boon and a burden. While I often take my devices for granted, this experience forced me to confront the reality that they, too, can fail us in unexpected ways. In our digital age, we must strike a balance between convenience and caution. Seek professional help. When technical problems begin to spiral out of control, it's wise to seek professional intervention sooner rather than later. Hesitating can lead to bigger issues that might make recovery more complex or, at worst, impossible. Ultimately, my battle with the corrupted operating system felt like a surreal nightmare that lingered around me long after I shut down my laptop for the last time. Shadow Baldi may have been a manifestation of my fears and anxiety, yet the experience resonated deeply, forcing me to reconsider my relationship with technology. As I transitioned back to a world offline, I knew that maintaining vigilance and respect for the digital realm was more crucial than ever in dash. For technology is a powerful ally, but can easily turn into a formidable foe.